Welcome to the Art of Dispute. I am your host, Joe Orsak.
And I'm your co-host, Chris Minamyer.
And we agree on pretty much
absolutely nothing.
America, you're about to witness three total strangers.
A musician, an artist, and a business professional.
We brought them together to talk about a really hard subject that they had no clue what it was before they got here.
All in the hopes that we can teach you, America, that we can discuss the most controversial topics
without being jerks to each other. Imagine that. So stick around, watch the fireworks, because we're about to go live. All right. Welcome to the Art of Dispute, the only show where you can be friended and offended all in the same doggone hour, just because that's how we roll. America, I always laugh. I can't help it. I still laugh. I do 150 shows. I still laugh.
Every single time.
Yes. America, we have a problem. You know what I'm talking about. Chris, what the heck is our problem?
Our problem is the zero to Nazi effect.
Zero Nazi effect? Tell us about a zero Nazi effect.
That's the time it takes for someone to blow up on you while you're expressing your opinion online. So, you say something, maybe it's not the popular opinion, but somebody, because of that, just wants to go outside, light your car on fire, kick a tire into your house. I mean, they're mad. So, we're here today trying to figure that out, trying to figure out and show America that we can civilly disagree on the most controversial subject.
Absolutely.
Thought he was going to drop it.
You know, I know we've got a really hot topic lined out today. What are we talking about today, Chris?
Oh man, we talked. We're talking about cell phone usage.
Yeah! Cell phones, like, we even joked about mixing 3 or 4 topics, you know?
Yeah, that's like right before we turned the camera on. I was making jokes.
People who hate cell phones because they're religious be punished more harshly?
Is it a hate crime to ban cell phones while you drive?
I want to remind America that nobody knows what we're talking about before they arrive. So these 3 guys don't know each other, and we just invited them here to talk about a tough subject on the fly. They're just reacting to it right here, right now. So it's kind of a fun subject. Before we dive in, before we introduce the subject, I want to make sure we introduce our guest today. Yeah. So first guest on the show today, Mr. Rich Taylor, musician, and he's on SoundCloud.com, Rich Taylor-3 on SoundCloud, so make sure you check him out. He's got a gig coming up on the 2nd of March at the 18th Street Pier Bar and Grill. Production. Send the 18th Street Pier Bar and Grill an invoice.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
And I'm going to catch that last question for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer that one for you, because I know he didn't.
Oh, yeah. I see a big blank.
I did see it.
What is one thing funny about Rich that people don't know?
20 minutes ago, he was at the gym.
I would have missed that.
True story.
20 minutes ago, I was at the gym. True story. They brought me here on such short notice. I just rushed it. This man right here wanted me to come in here sweaty. So I was just like, okay.
Gym closing off. Well, on behalf of the show and the guest and the shower that you took, thank you.
Go put some cologne on right quick.
Cameras have no smell detection.
Kim, I should have practiced your name, your last name.
Oh yeah, it's got an F at the end of it.
It's got a lot of letters. Like any good German name, it's got like 14 consonants.
Yeah.
Schwarzkopf.
Very good.
Oh,
nice.
Although my mother-in-law would say it's pronounced like Schwarzkopf.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Schwarzkopf. You have to spit on somebody to actually pronounce it right.
Gotta be aggressive.
Is wine okay
You gotta be
over there?
aggressive when you
Yes.
say it. Hold on, say
Kimberly
it again.
Schwarzkopf. Yeah, right. So you are Kimberly Schwarzkopf artwork, and thank God that we will have that on the screen right now.
Yeah, that's gonna pop up
below your
somewhere up
name,
here.
so nobody has to try to figure out how to go to KimberlySchwarzkopf.com.
Just remember Storm and Norman. If you remember the General
Schwarzkopf.
then that's exactly the same exact spelling.
Really?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, I like that
Remember
guy.
that.
So
Just copy and paste.
I did not know it was the same
Celebrity
spelling.
Oh,
Right on.
Hold on.
Turns out that's her brother. He was a really pretty bad dude. Yeah, he was awesome.
Apparently he was.
Yeah. All right. All right, and you have an upcoming event, March 9th, the Art Walk in Galveston.
Yeah, I won't be there though. Sorry.
Like a true artist.
My
Yes!
art will be there.
My work will be there.
Yes.
But good luck catching me.
I won't be there.
I don't do public appearances.
Normally I am, and I
beneath
try
me.
to be, but this art walk I will miss. But it's every 6 to 8 weeks. There's an art walk that I try to make everyone.
All right.
I've had
Didn't
so
feel like
many
flying
times where I'm promoting shows that I'm not part of, and somebody goes, "Chris, I'm here." Ooh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm
Oops.
at home about that. Sorry about that.
Oops.
My bad.
You thought I had something to do with that thing I was promoting.
Just promoting
Don't you know
Right?
Fun fact about Kim that nobody knows.
Oh, some people know.
Some people know. Her children. She said that earlier when we were talking about it. She has an uncanny ability to remember randomly recall movie lines.
Oh, nice.
Randomly recall.
With accuracy.
Yeah, there you go. There you
I'm gonna test that
Yeah, on the way.
You can't.
Here's Johnny.
Shiny.
Just pops out of nowhere. Johnny.
Next one. You know, I didn't even know until like you filled this out.
Yep.
You're Armand Hayam II.
Yes, sir. That's my real name.
okay.
Holy cow!
Mr. Danger himself.
I know, man.
I
Sounds
do have a
dangerous.
real name. I am a human being.
That sound
I thought you were
I don't
a
believe that for a
myth.
second.
That is really my name. I swear to you. That
You're
is
a real person.
No, the
That
human
is-
being bit.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Armand Hayam II.
Yeah, and
Also,
you actually said that perfect. Thank
Thank you.
This is two in a row right there.
Yeah, yeah, there we go.
Appreciate
Say
it.
mine now. Say mine.
Chris Minamyer.
No, yeah, that's right.
Minamyer. That's an inside joke. Like every time I call him, like early on, I would do it to him. Like calling like a telemarketer who gets every name wrong, no matter how obvious the name is.
Smythe
Right?
instead of
Is this Chris Minamyer?
I can't tell you how close I was to hanging up
Is this
so many times.
Joe? It's Joe.
Just joke.
Yes. So, Mr. Maddox Studio himself, Nickyy Danger,
Thank you very much.
taking care of all the sound behind the scenes on the show. We love it. We love what's
Closing out
going
the
on.
month with his whole crew.
That's right, man. Yeah, we've had a bunch of folks on from the Maddox
It has been
Studios.
a very good month for us.
Yeah, man. Songs are blowing up on YouTube, man. You got to check them out. Visionary, a few weeks back, killed it. Solid was on a couple weeks ago. He killed it. We've had some good performances. And Atlas, hadn't aired yet. It'll be this coming Friday. Dude is insane. You got to catch his work, man. Definitely some good stuff. So, and you're gonna bust something out for us at the end of
Yes,
the
I
show.
am. They're gonna get me up here making some noise and
I'm gonna say
All
save
right.
the best for last.
You're way too bad. I don't know if you heard those other guys, but you're just being like ultra nice
They're
to
all
me
great.
right now.
They're all great. And your upcoming events are the continuous open mics at the 18th Street Pier Bar and Grill.
Same thing.
March 2nd, April 13th.
Yeah.
That gig's happening. And one funny thing about you that most people don't know, you have bred 35 pit bulls, all from the same bloodline.
Wow.
He's a pro pit bull
I'm just saying,
Mr. Pit.
breeder.
his house is fairly safe.
We do have kind of a compound.
So there you go. All right, so guys, we're going to jump into the topic. We've got some interesting subject here today. I want to get your 1 minute. Give me your 1 minute. Dial it in. What's your stance on this? Should hate. I'm like jumping into hate crimes. Should cell phones?
Two shows.
He really wants to
Right?
talk
Should hate
about
crimes be
it.
banned
One track
while driving?
One track right here.
Should hate crimes be banned while driving? Should cell phones be banned while driving? Get rid of all cell phone usage in the car. You can still have it in the car, but can't use it while you're in the car. Should that be a thing? Yes or no?
Whoa, dude, what a great question.
Yes, I thought so myself.
I cannot wait to hear what they're going to say next.
Me either.
How much does it cost you to watch TV? The average household pays between $100 and $150 every month. Finally fed up with the rising cost of cable and satellite? Cut the cord and start watching the channels you want at a fraction of the cost. With IXQ TV, you'll have access to thousands of live TV channels, including sports, movies, news, premium networks, kids channels, and even local channels for as low as $39 a month. Stream in HD on your TV, tablet, phone, or even computer with multiple devices streaming at the same time. IXQ TV requires no contracts or credit checks, no installation or cancellation fees, no bogus surcharges or hidden fees. $39 a month means $39 a month. Say goodbye to high cable bills forever. Visit mycablebillstinks.com today.
Should cell phones be banned while driving? Get rid of all cell phone usage in the car. You can still have it in the car, but can't use it while you're in the car. Should that be a thing? Yes or no? No. All right. Why?
For me, it's a topic about to totally ban something that's useful on the road. It's a little too much dictatorish to me. It's like an authoritarian government to really like take out totally something that's useful to the whole population as a whole. It's like, for me, I use Google, and I also play music off my phone. So it's a thing that I use responsibly. Should I really pay for somebody that has to use it irresponsibly?
Okay.
You know, I mean, should I have to pay for the people that crash their car because they have to text their friend to go to the bar or whatnot, or have to come home drunk and texting? You know, should I have to pay for them? Do I have to pay for everybody's irresponsibility? That's a thing for me.
All right.
No, I think it infringes personal freedoms. Like he was saying, like if you want to listen to some music or use Google Maps, but I think also it can, in like an emergency situation, you may still need to be driving, and and calling 911. So I think I don't know. I think that. I mean, I guess at that point, if a cop were to pull you over for using your phone while driving, that would save you.
You were calling them.
That would help you
like,
with
hey,
the emergency
appreciate
situation.
That.
Right.
But still, but you may need
Well,
like,
you guys are fast.
like let's say you're a guy driving to the hospital because your wife's in labor, and she can't talk because she's in pain and she's doing her breaths and stuff, and you need to be calling her doctor. I don't know. Just anyway, no, I don't.
No. All right. Mr. Danger.
Okay, so I am most definitely the most hypocritical SOB ever right now. Because I most certainly do use my phone for music and directions and just business while I'm driving, but I am the same guy that swerves all over the road and, oh my God, thank God I didn't wreck right there. You know?
No.
I know, it's got to be banned, man. We got to
I'm
do
glad
something.
he said it, though.
Yeah.
Why not? He just owning it, right? He's still.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, but the truth is that we should ban it.
That makes
for
you
me.
not a hypocrite because
Yeah.
you're like admitting your
Yeah, at least you're honest about it.
no
joke.
I guess so. But yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, we should ban it. I always, I guess ever since I had children is what kind of turned that different for me, because you're living for yourself, you don't really care, wreck, whatever, but when I had them kids, I thought maybe, man, somebody could just do the same thing I'm doing right now and just take us off the road. And ruin
On
my
that note,
time.
I've got a question for you, for the two no folks, right? We have laws against open containers in cars, that sort of thing. You can't drink while you drive, right? I can certainly drink a beer without it impairing my driving, right? My
Distracted driving.
To you.
my alcohol level, right? My alcohol level, I drink a glass of wine pretty much every night, and so my tolerance level is definitely at a certain point. I can drink a beer without it impacting me at all, right?
Just one.
Yet it's still
Just had one and a half.
yet it's still illegal for me to have an open container while I'm
They
driving.
pull you over and touch your breath. You're toast.
Right, but it's just the open container. Even the testing part, I can't have the open container. That's illegal, right? I don't even have to be drunk. It's the open container, right? So, if they have laws that address that, right, and we already have lots of data that shows that texting while driving, using a distracted driving, is as much or greater than drinking and driving.
Massively greater.
Massively greater.
Sorry,
From our paramedic.
The paramedic, guys.
From our paramedic.
I'm here, and I'm here to say it's not a good idea.
I got a good guy on the side of my
Right. So how do you defend against that kind of a thing? Like if the laws acknowledge that you don't have to be drunk, the laws say you can't have the open container in the car, you can't be drinking while you're driving. Why wouldn't we have the same thing for cell phones?
I would say because drinking an alcoholic beverage in the car serves no other purpose than just drinking the beverage. Whereas phones can aid driving, that can kind of help you find your way by using Google Maps. That can, if you're listening to music, like maybe it gets you kind of in a peaceful state. I don't know. That's a little bit of a stretch, but really a phone is a multifaceted tool. Yeah.
You can use it for all kinds of things.
A beverage is just going to get you drunk.
I mean,
a beer is not a tool for everyone.
My main question is, why do you have an open container?
What if it helps me cope with the people in drive traffic?
But that's all it does. That's all. Its use stops there.
Like, the police are trying to help you not spill beer in your car. That's what I'm saying.
If you catch the open container, my only question to you is, why aren't you drinking?
How are you going to get a ticket and you ain't drunk?
Like, why'd you get it?
I get to play the other side today, so I'm happy to do that. In the case of emergency, wouldn't it be better to keep your eyes on the road?
Yes.
Instead of calling somebody and going, oh my gosh, the police and driving and someone following me, and instead of adding another distraction to what you have going on, even if it is a life and threatening emergency, I feel like 10 and 2 and eyes straight forward might be your best bet.
Getting out alive, yeah.
Right. But a lot of people have the Bluetooth.
Well, and that's a great point.
Then it's not a phone. It's not a phone. It's in your car.
Is the phone being used for Bluetooth?
Because
truck drivers,
your phone connected out. You're right.
Truck drivers are not allowed to have their phone. They're not allowed to use their phone unless it's headset, hands-free.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you guys are using Google Maps, that's technically not hands-free on the road. So,
I mean, people
picking music,
drive around
not
with
really
maps all the
hands-free
time,
either.
It's less hassle. I mean, just to look down at a map is like for a couple of seconds or whatnot while you're on the road. I mean,
I'm a key mapping fool. Don't test me on a key map, man. I'm a paramedic. We don't have phones that we use key maps. They old school.
Do you really? Get out of town! I didn't know that was still a thing.
Serious?
Oh yeah, I use a key map like the back of my hand.
people got to use.
But don't you have to look at that map like you have to look at a phone?
That's why there's two people.
There you go.
That's why there's two people. One navigates and one drives.
Well, I don't have a person hired next to me to sit in my
There you go.
Well, then those people also let you have the darn GPS phone.
It's not fast enough.
It's not fast enough?
I worked Montgomery County, dude. Come on.
Right.
It's not self-service.
And sometimes it's like poor
There's not even radio frequencies everywhere out there. Like,
wow.
Oh yeah.
Drop a signal. You can't do nothing.
That's pretty wild.
You really.
And that's the greater area of Houston. I mean, think about worldwide. I mean, the amount of all the signals you're not getting. Really.
Sure.
Big city life versus country.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, there's a lot of places in Mississippi where there's the trees block connection. So I can see that.
All right, so another question I have on this, on the flip side, so I kind of hit the no guys here. For the yes guy, the question I have is government intrusion. Like, how much more power do we want to give our police state?
Anybody who's watched the show knows that I am totally against government imposing anything on anybody. So
I saw something in your hand, that's why I pulled you over.
Yeah.
Just another reason
That's
to
why I
get you
said-
open and out the
that's why I
car.
said that.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, the
Yeah.
authoritarian thing. It's like the authoritarian government to really impose, like, people are fighting now not to have their guns taken away.
Yeah.
But, like, would I really give my guns to the government? Would you really
Well,
give
you know,
your phone?
when you came out with your
I
subject,
want to have this
or your-
guy on the show
when
a
you-
lot more.
When you came out with your first stance, my only question was, I wonder what his gun thoughts are.
Right, yeah. Logical thinking is like people, you know, taking away everything. It's taking away rights for everything. It's like how much control does the government have over individuals'
That's where I
rights?
stand too. Is like I don't want to give the government any more control than
Yeah.
I need to. But
So how do we ban a cell phone then? You know, it's like any old thing in your hand.
I think
Pick me! I'm sorry.
Go ahead, guess. Go ahead.
I'm having
I
too
think
much fun.
cars should be equipped with technology that.
They already are. Your phone is
See what I'm saying?
drive mode.
I feel like if you enforce that, if you made it to where it wasn't like a option, it's more of like a you get in the car, it's dead now. Like
It's pretty easy to get your GPS. It's gonna go 20 miles an hour and over. Sorry, you can't change your destination on your Google Maps anymore. You can't. You know, your phone is it's gone into freeze mode. And
well, you can
all
pull
you can get is
over,
maps.
and once you pull over and the car's in park, maybe it enables
Under
something.
20 miles an hour, you know, you get in the parking lot. I don't care if you're
Wow.
It's like the same thing as saying that you should give everybody a Tesla to solve the over pollution problem. It's like you can't give. They're not making a whole bunch of Teslas to give out to everybody.
They're not making a whole bunch of cars.
They
that have
are
that
putting
option.
5G towers
exactly.
in
So it's
everywhere.
like what do you really want to do about? I mean, we live in a capitalist government right now, so everybody has to fend for themselves, really, in economic standards. So it's like, what company would put themselves out there to give people Teslas or whatever car that would have that option?
Elon Musk.
Well, that's why I went
You
straight
get
to your
people
phone.
flamethrowers. I mean, it's pretty-
Everybody's already got a
pretty
phone. Even if you're on government assistance, you get a free phone. And so it's all about the phone usage.
It's
So
not an
if you
iPhone, though.
if you put a drive mode after 20 miles an hour, your phone is stuck on maps. The last thing you had it open to is stuck on that. You can't open up another thing, and then bam, as soon as you go under 20, it's open. She's
about-
so
Well-
upset about it. I love it.
No,
Go
no.
ahead.
I just was wondering. So what about a passenger?
So,
That's not a
even
phone. Because like
passenger-
during Harvey, my husband and I, we were evacuated with our kids. And so what happened was we were trying to make our way back, and Google Maps was telling us to take certain roads that were flooded.
Your question is, what about? I'm sorry, say it again.
What about passengers?
What about passengers?
We will
So
answer
Google
that
Maps.
question when we come back from break. That's a great question. We
Yes.
got to pay for the lights and the booze and all that stuff. We will be right back after a message from our sponsors. Phil and Derek's Restaurant and Jazz Bar, located in the midst of bustling Midtown in Houston. You'll find a laid-back atmosphere and an ambiance reminiscent of the comfort of your own living room, coupled with the flair, pizzazz, and glitz of live New York-style cabaret entertainment 7 nights a week. Phil and Derek's is not only the ideal restaurant with a great long-standing wine selection, but also with a full bar as well. Phil and Derek's stock and knowledge of wines from France, Spain, Argentina, and more, just to name a few, are the envy of wine connoisseurs far and wide. Phil and Derek's Sunday Brunch was voted best morning after brunch for 3 consecutive years. Come indulge in the ample buffet of omelets, meats, various salads, $3 mimosa carafes, and much, much more. Enjoy delicious foods from the kitchen until midnight. We're equipped with large dining areas, ideal for groups up to 20 in size, whether business or pleasure. Come see all that Phil and Derek's has to offer. All right, welcome back to the Art of Dispute. We've been jamming, having a good time, off air, telling Mitch Hedgeberg jokes. Yes, good times, good times. Shout out to Mitch, one of my all-time favorite comedians.
R.I.P.
He won't see that.
We like that joke.
Oh, wow. So we've been talking about a fun subject today. Should we ban cell phones in the car while driving? And we got a couple no's, a yes, and the hosts are, I don't know, back and forth here.
Yeah, back and forth.
He's hardcore.
Hardcore.
I will say right off the bat, I'm on the fence. There's sides of the argument that I'm really like. I
don't see your sides. I see convenience over life.
I see government overreach and the potential for,
I see some of that. Yeah.
big government just wanting to pull me over just because.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not down with that.
They're already gonna do that.
They're already gonna.
If they want to pull you over, you're busted headlight. I mean.
It's just one more reason.
You're driving 5 under the speed limit.
Your headlight's busted. No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
It is
Ain't nobody around us denying it.
Right.
But
I'm like, you do realize you're on dash cam, sir, right?
Only on the back of the car.
He's like, oh, that's busted too.
Yeah, I got a 360. I'm making it up. But I'm making sweat.
So they really have that?
They're not sweating.
Not
Not until you get your stance.
Yeah. Only promise.
Inside joke all day.
All right. So what do we do with this?
Well, I had a question.
You had a question
You did.
before the
Right.
break.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So if phones
Third
are
host.
disabled to only using maps after you reach 20 miles per hour, what about your passenger? What if there's somebody else in the car? Are all phones disabled at that point when you get in the car, or when it reaches 20 miles per hour?
Well, in my plan, that would be the case, right? But there are. If you've used the drive mode before, there is a question that says, "Are you the passenger?" Or even when you're using a Bluetooth device, it says, when you go to set your phone up on your Bluetooth in your car, it'll ask you, you're driving right now. Are you the passenger setting up this phone? And then you have to say yes. Now, when you say yes, guess what? The police are gonna go look at when you get in a car accident.
Yep.
They're gonna say who's in the car, who said yes. So it's just another way to look back and go, well, not only did you hit somebody and kill them, you did it while breaking the law.
While agreeing to not break the law.
Well, you acknowledge the fact that, hey,
You knew it
I'm
was
about
wrong.
to be dangerous.
So we're going to have a harsher punishment for that.
Yeah, like a hate crime.
Using your cell phone while driving after agreeing to the question.
My question
I
is,
hate crime.
where should they simply
Breaking
You
his
are
contract
so
with
stuck
us.
on this hate crime topic.
He's ready to
It's in every facet of life. Hate crime is everywhere.
It's in the holster.
All I see is hate crime.
So my question is,
All hate crimes. Everything's a hate crime.
as a society, have we met a point where we just won't plan ahead and put it like Chris
Convenience.
says, put this stuff in before you drive or before you do. I'm gonna have a playlist of music. Now that sounds a little bit too strategic for the
You
average.
can hit a next button. I'm not saying you can't use the
Well, then
radio.
that says you can use the
But
phone.
you can't go searching YouTube for your favorite artist.
Right. But what about like in the cases of emergencies? Like
In
the
an
example I
emergency,
gave
it's
before.
It's superseding the law because it's already an emergency. So
It's like you could speed when your wife is giving birth, right? Like the
you
cop is-
could, but the cops gonna pull you over
Yeah.
and then
Then you're giving birth in the car.
speed you to the hospital after that.
Okay,
But
I'll be
like,
your liaison.
it's still the
Yeah.
same if you
Couple
just were to go
minutes
slow
taken
because he pulled
Yeah.
you over and had to ask you
What's wrong?
right.
Right.
And he might have drawn his weapon on you, and now you're dealing with a gun and a pregnant wife. So
All right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be
police, police will say that they believe nothing that comes out of anybody's mouth.
See, I was
That's
over
true.
at my other girlfriend's house, and my girlfriend texted me and wanted to know where I was, and I didn't realize how long I've been in my other girlfriend's house. So, I'm trying to get home fast. You know what I'm saying?
Whole story, son. Oh, son, you got a plot hole here and here.
Your alibi is not connected up.
I don't don't get the timeline of this universe. This ain't no MCU.
Do you see the like nothing to do with anything? It's a viral video where like an officer, it's like a dash cam, police car, and everything, pulls this like redneck guy over, and she has him get out of the car. And he walks the line, and he's perfect, you know, and everything, but she's still insisting that he's drunk, and so she has him do some, like, different moves, and he does them perfect, and, like, 20 minutes later, they're, like, doing a dance, you know, sashay this, right, he's got a cowboy hat on, and he falls, and he says, man, that's a hard one, I can't do it because I'm drunk, and she's like, uh-huh, yeah, got him, and he's like, oh, damn, you got me, that was a good one. He's like, you know, it'd be good. We could do a double turn sashay with a dip, and I could do, you know, like they're working out the dance moves, and everything. It's a freaking hilarious video.
So disarmed.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, plot hole here and here. He's like, oh man, you got me.
I wish my interactions with police went like we would make dances and stuff and routines.
Never had anything remotely like that.
Get on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Did I mention I used to have hair down to my lower back and, you know, played rock music and whatnot and get out of clubs at, 4 in the morning like a normal musician? Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I got pulled over. Yeah. I have experienced discrimination on the getting pulled over thing in a very real way, because if you look like you play in a rock band and you're getting out on the freeway at 4 in the morning, you're going to get stopped. I'm telling you. I can't tell you how many times I got stopped in that scenario.
I've had officers call BS, like literally told me BS being a paramedic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would reach in my bag and grab my badge out, but I'm kind of afraid you're going to shoot me because you already don't like me. Like,
I spent an hour in the back of a police cruiser.
He didn't like that at all. Yeah, I got to think
Spent an hour in the back of a police cruiser while dude ripped out everything out of my car.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. Like, just laid it on the ground, man. Yeah. Totally just, like, ripped my car apart.
He took your seats out?
Like not the seats. But he did take the mats, ashtrays, everything that could be pulled out. He pulled out of the car and like
set it on the ground.
Probable cause.
Yeah, and because he smelled something sweet in the car.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Yeah, and I'm like, I have my now wife. Girlfriend. I'm like, I have a girlfriend. She wears perfume. That's
like the story, buddy.
I'm like, that's the extent of sweet in my car, you know.
Right.
Except for when you use your phone.
Yeah. But I had
the topic on hand.
But I had a back end full of music equipment and long hair. That was justification for pulling me over.
I smell
which
hippies.
is why I don't want to give them any more authority to pull me over.
I don't even think police should patrol, so that's why I'm going to using the cell phone.
I do really like your idea, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
feel like you're looking for
Can we
trouble
go on
in
a
the patrol.
tangent? I'm wondering why you don't think
Why
that they
not?
should patrol.
Dude, that was a good question they asked. I wonder what they're going to say. I don't know. I can't wait. Stick around.
Because you're forcing them to put laws that they get to construe how the law is now enforced, and so now they're going out and looking for issues, and they're gonna find them because that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, they're no longer in a protect and serve mode. They're in a patrol and stop mode.
That's my problem with the whole
Divide and
thing
conquer
too.
mode.
It's like also paying the cops money to do their job, and they also have like this thing about commission about how many people you arrest them.
I think the answer is that there's absolutely an informal quota, and like internally,
that creates a bias.
If you aren't stopping people, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta be able to log your work.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else.
Yeah.
I'm an inspector.
So what, I gotta go create work to log it? That's
Oh.
silly, man.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. So that's to his point.
Right.
Which is, this gets back to the part of my side with the topic at hand, which is why I don't want to give them another freaking reason that they get to pull me over. I saw something in your hand. No, you didn't. Like, you saw something in my hand?
See,
like,
I'm leaning more towards and California already has that rule. You're not allowed to talk on the phone. And you can't talk on the phone without hands-free in school zones in Texas. So the laws are already out there. But
I do think there's a problem. I do think there's a problem.
Yeah, it is
I mean, at the end of the day, we're at a point where more people are dying.
where I'm at is the afterthought, the detective that does the research and finds out why the accident happened, during the accident investigation, says you were on your phone, and now, hey, look, you said yes, you were the passenger, and there's nobody else in your car, and you killed a family of 5. Now you're getting that manslaughter murder charge over a manslaughter charge.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very. I think it's a really good point. I think this. I mean, to be very honest, I was on the fence, both sides, really coming into the conversation, because I am adamantly opposed to more government power.
I mean, how much control do we give to them?
Right, exactly.
How many shows of this topic come up?
Yes, yeah. I do not trust government at all.
Every episode that comes up.
Pretty much, exactly.
What do they say is that we the people should always be more powerful
absolutely
than the government?
Absolutely.
That's obviously not the
Right,
case.
right,
Like,
exactly. I mean,
yeah.
we live in a police state.
They can do anything and get away with it.
Anything,
Just
absolutely.
They can just violate your rights.
I mean, try not paying your taxes. Anytime somebody says
IRS, the biggest bullies.
right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, try not paying your property taxes. See how that works out.
Yeah, right.
You think you can own? You think you can own a home?
I didn't pay
You never own a home.
Time.
You never own a home. At any point, you stop paying taxes on that home.
Yep.
They will absolutely, and under threat of putting you in prison.
Yeah. They'll
Right?
take away everything, then put
Right?
you in prison.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely a little ridiculous on the level of there's such a bone in me that says never give the government more power.
That's why there's 50 homeless tents 40 yards away from here.
Right.
Yeah, we're in downtown Houston, yeah.
Yet I do believe there's a problem.
Yeah.
I do believe there's a problem.
I think we can all agree on that for sure.
Yeah.
And when
I'm glad we can all agree on that part.
when distracted driving is like killing more people because of the texting and driving, when it's reached a point where it's killing more people than DWIs and that sort of thing, there's something going on that we've got to figure out how to address.
See, if they did an actual study where it was like these people who were dying, I know it's kind of like an insensitive thing to do, to be like, oh, let me get all the information about what happened before you died or your loved one died. But if they did these tests and stuff to where it was like, oh, was he playing music using the GPS, or was he writing messages, or like just so we could have a
logged.
I was gonna say, I think they do.
If they have a log of that, I think that the most pivotal thing we can do for this is finding out truthfully what the number is compared to using your tools on your cell phone, or just
Texting or
whatever, doing whatever on your cell phone because you can. Is there?
Are you looking up an address where you're trying to go, or are you
just looking because you're
trying
curious?
to find your favorite rap song or whatever? That's what I do.
I'll tell you. I mean, I'm right with Nickyy on this. In that,
it was the one he's going to play later.
I'm the biggest hypocrite as well. In that, I'm using my phone all the time, and I'm conscious of it. I'm like,
I know. I look up and I'm like,
I need to stop. I need to get off my phone.
I throw my phone down.
So funny.
Because my brain's always going, and so I'm like, I need to do work. I need to get stuff done, and so especially
sounds to me like you shouldn't be driving.
especially, I mean, like I want a chauffeur.
I have one.
Huh?
I don't drive.
He has Uber.
I don't drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason. I have work to do.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of it's such, from a business person perspective, it's such a great question to ask yourself. How much would the task you're doing cost? And how much do you charge per your time?
Mm-hmm.
There's tons of tasks that you do that are minimum wage tasks.
Huge
right?
minimum wage tasks.
Yet you choose to do them, right? And which translates
Especially Houston.
back to control stuff here, issues where you need to be in charge of what you do
whenever you want, leave,
right?
type.
But if you're really being productive, like people that are very wealthy, very frequently don't drive.
But
They have people that drive
40
them.
cars.
Right.
Because
Right.
because
They can afford that.
because the stuff that they're doing makes them more money.
Right.
Like if I've got to stop and drive, then I'm not making as much money. Right? If I'm filing paperwork in my office, I'm not making money because my skills make me a lot more money if I'm doing sales and marketing than if I'm doing filing, because I can find somebody to do my filing work for minimum wage. So it's kind of the same point that Chris is making with the driving thing.
If you travel an hour to work and you can work that whole hour on the way to work, how productive
How much
are you
more
gonna
productive
be
are you?
the whole way there? Now, with that said, go one step further and say, now you no longer have the stress of traffic. You no longer have the stress of pulling your phone out in traffic. You no longer have to deal with maintenance. I mean, the list of like actual obligations your vehicle puts on you and your cell phone at the same time, bring that stress level in your life down a notch and see what happens.
I choose to work at home for that reason.
Right.
I work at home for most of what I do.
A lot of my
Everything
stress
done
actually
at my
came
house.
from driving Houston roads.
Yeah.
You know, every morning, get out on the Houston freeway on the traffic and make your life just feel like not in your hands anymore.
That's why I made my business 10 steps away from me, truthfully, from my compound, I guess you'd call it. But yeah, my business is like 10 steps away from me, and every chance I get to not get in the car is
Yeah.
pleasurable.
I work in 3 locations and I live in the 4th in Houston, and not one of them is 0.6 miles away. That's as far as they are from me.
Yeah, it's a walk. It's a good walk.
It's a decent walk, but it's a $4 Uber.
It's an interesting thing for me. I'll tell you, it's definitely the show is honestly this show has really kind of shifted my view.
Cool.
On the
I think
subject.
the last one was me on the show.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I like the idea technology-wise. I see this as a solution that we can phase in.
Right.
As the cars become a little more
Yeah,
sophisticated.
we can add blocks and limitations. Or
Right,
whatever.
We're already
right.
doing it with seatbelts.
You know, I have Alexa.
All
That's a
cars
good
have
idea.
seatbelts.
I have Alexa all throughout the
It's
house.
like when you put the seatbelt on, like that's infringing. Like yeah, but I mean you could
Your
be,
freedom.
Yeah, you could be free without it, but would you want to crash through the windshield?
Claustrophobic. You know how many times
Right.
I've heard that on a stretcher?
Yeah.
What?
I'm claustrophobic. Get these seatbelts off me. Oh, shut up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm here to help you. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Take it. Lay there and take it.
There's a lot more going on than your claustrophobia. Put that out there.
That's the least
Missing
you're
an
gonna
arm, bro.
Flew out the
Chill.
car. Flew out the car and scraped your face on the ground. You wouldn't be dealing with all that
Your
claustrophobia.
intestines are on the telephone wire.
It's been a great show outside of the show.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we have to wrap it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is great.
And
Great episode today.
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this episode, and really, of all the shows we've done in a while, it has been an impactful show for me
Let
and
us,
my
let
thought
us
process.
know what you
Yeah.
guys think, because
Yeah.
you guys are the fans, and we want to hear your
Chime in,
feedback.
chime
We
in,
want
yeah.
your feedback for sure.
Absolutely.
Go to
But-
the group page, all that nonsense. I don't know.
We-
We
we-
hate that. We hit the grain cellar. Anything like anybody can shout it out. Thanks, grain cellar, for the beer on my lap.
We didn't do sponsor shout out. Oh my god.
I know it happened. We love you guys. It's all the same. All the
Right.
same.
MyCableBillStinks.com. Love you guys. Nicole Thalty. Love you.
Grain cellar.
Grain Cellar. Absolutely.
My last Spanish flyer.
Spanish fly.
That's my
7 Spanish angels.
Oh, way off. What's the Spanish fly?
That's
something I made up.
Yeah,
Is that a
That's my mom's
That's
song
a,
right there.
that's a
That's my
cultural.
That's
a Willie Nelson song, right? The 7 Spanish.
But we have to have a killer performance by Mr. Nick Danger over here. So, Nickyy, tell us what you're gonna play, where we can find it, and take it away.
Dreams and the strings I pull. Everybody highbrow to the action. And I did it when they thought it wasn't cool. Well, at least they can taste my passion. Never been one to follow the rules. And for that, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. But tonight, I'ma kick it old school with a great tape. Little great babe, about to vacate to a great place wearing face paint with a playmate. Gotta watch a cup for day rape. And the fake we eliminate. Give it a second, let me demonstrate. Rap till I levitate, for heaven's sake. Or at least till I meet bomb at heaven's gates. Wanna see me drop a bomb when I innovate. But they've been afraid to give and take. Let it ventilate and follow what the song say. Yeah, Maddox on the rise, man. On the art of dispute. Hey, just a little quick. Say, look for the rhythm, hook with a rhythm shook. When I get them, only took me a minute with a book and a pencil. My flow is invincible, and I'm stacking up Benjamins. Life like eventual, and I did it on my own, no censorship. Where'd you get that penmanship? From my mama, cause the best she invented it. Use it to my benefits. Well, they back to the boogie, back to the goodies. Snatch with the hoodie in the trap. Call of Duty with the alcoholic bitch who had a really big booty. Times my life was like a really bad movie. The nights, rainbows, and sunshine. Of course, you know the wife straight, my son fine. I keep them all safe like an umpire. Hit them with that nines. All I need is one mic, one life, one line, one time. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah!
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Yeah, brother. Another awesome performance on the art of dispute. Maddox in the house. Nickyy Danger. Take it over. Yeah. Yeah. Way to go, man. Way to go. Hey, we'll be back next week. Another great performance. You look for this. This will only exist on the Art of Dispute YouTube channel. That's the only place you can find it. And we'll be back next week with another killer performance. Another great topic. We're out.